We are our characters.
Well,
It works today. Hopefully it does today. Maybe.
Oh, right.
Struggle.
Okay.
Feels like my music is way louder than normal. So somebody yell at me if it is. But either way, we'll start. Welcome back, everybody, to Whispers of Hope, our Legend of Zelda-based D&D campaign. Is little huge.
I have returned.
welcome back. We're live.
Weber.
There we go. Wow. All right. Music is fixed. Anyways, like I said, welcome back. Again, more lovely tech issues, because that seems to be the running theme every time we try to start a session. But anyways, besides that, I think we're working now. OBS kept crashing on me before, but it doesn't anymore.
What is streaming without scuff?
Yeah, great. All right, do our intros as usual, starting with Vivra.
Hello, I am Rhettaliate, aka Vivra, the Twili druid.
I'm Jaxi. I play Demira, the weapon spirit.
I'm Sky/CeruleanxIris, and I play Akari, the Shiekah rogue.
Cool. No.
I'm AlistairForgall, and I play Velkorin.
Lumi.
I'm NibiNekomata, and I play Lumi, the Rito bard.
And I am the dungeon master. I play Zom. I'm the dungeon master. Wait, flip those around. Anyway, yeah. Oh yeah. Open. No announcement as far as I know. Besides just having tech issues to start as usual. But it'll behave the rest of the time. What happened? But other than that, recap for what happened last session. Our party dealt with the Queen Dodongo, finished off. Well, that was technically 2 sessions ago, but the party had dealt with the Dodongo, the Queen Dodongo, cured it of its Aurelium poisoning, basically. My brain was like, wait, Aurelium's the right thing, right? It's because Lumi's other character is named that. And I was like, wait, that's not that. That's her character. That's not. I don't like they're conveniently
Close, not the
almost the same
Right,
thing.
we're going after her.
The
It was her this whole time.
Hang on, Aurelia's not in this universe.
No.
Wait, please.
wait. Anyways, so dealt with the Queen Dodongo curing the Aurelium poisoning. After the Dodongo left, they witnessed a massive eyeball looking back at them as the boulders or rock wall kind of collapsed next to it. This giant serpent-like eye that's staring back at them before it started to move, causing the earth around them to shake and rumble, obviously, as giant creatures moving through the earth. Upon leaving it, kind of opened up a opening to a much deeper portion under the mountain. Once that happened, Demira built a massive pole similar to the pole she feels when she's around weapon spirits, as well as just the pressure of this deity or whatever that is in the area was felt by the rest of the party. Basically the deity told them to come see her, or them, and so the party jumped into the hole to see this giant stone-like structure, multiple different towers, temples, way, so to speak. As they kind of floated their way down, they felt the heat of the mountain kind of dissipate and disappear, which was awkward for them, but either way. Once they landed the seemingly abandoned village, just kind of existing, all covered in different stone structures, lava columns all around, kind of falling, and just this massive underground area that they've been in. The person or deity that was speaking to them asked them to come closer to the kind of main central area of the town, and that is where they met their first Great Fairy of Valor. Is the lovely lady on screen that was the art for that character was done by Bonnie Art, the one who did our formal art work as well. But that brain is scattered today, and can't keep the train of thought going. Anyways, they arrived to converse with this great fairy, finding out that she is the one that literally creates basically every weapon spirit outside of with the exception of certain weapon spirits that are created by it. But for the most part, this is the person who creates all the weapons. Conveniently, it was not the one that created Demira. Basically, from that point, the party asked a ton of different questions, figuring out what's going on. For the most part, Demira asking about herself and what could be her reasoning, like how was she created, so to speak, and is she supposed to exist, so to speak, whatever. Basically, the Great Fairy told her that her means of creation was similar to her own, meaning the fairies' ritual to recreate people. What?
You're not supposed to comment on it.
Yeah, a weapon.
Go.
Basically saying that obviously she did not create Demira, but the process that was used to make her was similar to her own. But with the caveat saying that something likely went wrong with the ritual, why she doesn't have any of her memories from her previous. Somewhat giving pity to her because Demira doesn't know who she is, whatnot, and the fairy essentially looked into her soul and brought it out to kind of represent a visual flame representing her soul. And kind of just basically said, "This is your soul." I don't know where I'm going today. I can't keep my brain working. Sorry. But essentially, Demira was created incomplete, and that's partly why her soul seemed to be burning so dimly, which the fairy was able to somewhat repair it, kind of jump-starting the flame, which kind of in a way unlocked the rest of Demira's capacity for emotion, or at least a good chunk of it.
Most of it.
Obviously, upon this realization, she flooded with emotion. Party kind of comforted her as she was having this realization.
Hell, we were there too.
Everybody was there. My brain is not working today, I'm sorry.
But we could, I don't know. You want us to pitch it? It was a
You remember shit, go ahead. Interrupt me.
Yeah. So they showed the flame, and when it was restored, it like burned brighter, right?
Yeah.
And I remember you never saying that it went back into her. So after like 10 minutes, we were like, "Where is it?"
It was
like,
it was still there.
It was out for a while.
Still there.
That was another part that I explained how later on it did show that she had some like green and gold specks within the flame, which represented the other weapon spirits that she had encountered.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I steal Nibby's note.
That
Just
maybe I should start writing notes again. But I remember.
Hang on, sorry. I've got it. I've got it.
them up
Hold
too.
on.
That's what I'm
Got
doing.
it? I was gonna...
Right.
I heard we steal Nimi's notes and said, "Oh wait, we need those." Okay, hang on.
It's okay.
I stopped writing on the server.
So, yeah, we had do not repeat instructions on how to create the weapon spirits, and Demira got involved in a group hug.
Yeah.
And we all asked the weapon spirit a bunch of really weird, kind of slightly off-topic questions.
One or more
Ranging-
people have been clinging to Demira the whole time.
Yes.
Vivra let go
to her
after
benefit.
a couple minutes.
We have ranged from Demira's questions for the Great Fairy of Valor about who she is and how she was made, to all the way through questions about the obsidian weapon spirit, including that is likely the other half of Demira. We came to the conclusion that Demira was likely Nefea previously. The fairy went into hiding previously when someone tried to emulate what she did before, but now she is going to come back out of hiding because that didn't work last time. Aurelium comes from the Leviathan called Eldon.
Yeah, the Mountain Leviathan, the second largest.
Yep. And then we also asked about the Great Fairies. The Great Fairies of Equilibrium and seasons were mentioned, and that's when Lumi got derailed into questions about the Great Fairy. And Malice and his weapon that may or may not be a spirit was brought up. And
we broke a curse on Vivra.
Yes, Vivra's shield was destroyed.
Oh yeah! I'm free!
And I have a single line down here at the bottom that I do not know what it means.
I
Maybe
was
it
confused
will
what
trigger
that line meant too.
results. Okay,
Let me know.
awesome. It has. You don't know either. Great.
What is it?
It says infecting the earth in the depths. I don't know.
So the Aurelium was infecting the rocks. Are you talking
There
about
Or was that
Or are you
Demira?
talking
It's
about
a different part of it.
It was at the end.
Yes.
The last thing we were talking about was
Oh my gosh, Velkorin's
Demise
arm!
and the Demon King.
There we go. Velkorin's arm. Yeah, that's it. That's it. It was the scale.
Yeah, that's. I was thinking
Yeah.
about that. That was gonna be fun.
I was gonna say something with the
collaboration.
gloom. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure because I remember Velkorin as a keyword.
Yes, that's
Yeah, because I remember the Great
Oh,
Fairy
yeah,
was
Gloom.
like, "Yeah, I might be able to
Demira
fix it,"
asked
and
about
Vivra's like,
Gloom.
"Okay, how?" And she's like, "Not right now." And Vivra's like, "What do you mean not right now?" But she was stopped because
We'll get
everyone else
back.
was like, "Listen, Demira is having problems. She might be Nefea." So
The last sentence of Nibi's notes makes sense because Demira asked about gloom, and gloom infects the depths. The depths are full of gloom.
Right.
Yeah.
So that
There we go.
makes
Hey.
There we go. It all comes together.
Yes, it was right when Nibi
No
had
idea
left
what
the
that
session.
sentence meant.
And then,
Yeah.
as the last final thing that she had mentioned, basically the scale that was within Velkorin was mentioned, showed to the fairy, who immediately showed concern upon seeing that scale, and then mentioned that this scale is the scale of the imprisoned one or the Demon King, and if that scale showed up, it is likely that the seal that was holding him is waning. I believe that's where.
Oh my gosh, I literally had that part written down, and I was like, "What the frick does this mean?"
I'm so glad that we got the exact same information, just like in a little tidbit, and said, "What is this?"
Let me show you my horribly written, because I almost couldn't read my own writing until you said that. I'll send it in the server, VC chat, whatever.
So, you should pick up with the information about the Demon King and Gloom and Demise, I would say.
Yeah. So.
Because also Nibi was not present for the last couple minutes.
My brain was like, wow, because I was on her channel and words started popping up. That freaked me out.
Oh, did you have 63 open already?
I had 62 open. You were adding a little bit at the end there.
Yeah, I tacked that on.
Mhm.
I just moved over to 63. You're good.
Wow. Anyways, so yeah. Now, I forgot. I also have to do our inspiration for the day, which is 6 See everybody
That's
today.
all of us.
Yay!
Everybody's
Heck
got
yeah.
one. They.
The dice feel bad for the tech issues.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Tech issues and brain issues today.
Accurate.
It's a miracle we haven't had a start this rough before now.
Guys. Combination of my brain just not wanting to connect with what happened, and I'm like, I know exactly everything that happened last session, and now I have to explain it, and I'm like, wait, what? But, anyways.
The brain.
And,
Yeah. The last
and-
thing Vivra was on was the fact that the Great Fairy was like, yeah, we might be able to fix his arm. And so Vivra was like, so can't you just do it? And she's like, we're talking about Demira right now. Essentially is what happened.
Problems for later. Oh, yeah.
It doesn't need to be a problem for later if it can be a solution for now.
Again, just yell at me if the music is too loud. It seems to not being consistent for me right today. But anyways, so yeah. With the passing off the information to you guys, basically, when you mentioned the scale, her face kind of shifted that immediate concern, and that mentioning that the scale the scale essentially is likely belongs to the Demon King, the imprisoned one, which also mentioned his name. Describing, I'm in character. Her, he's speaking to. But anyway, my brain is not working today. Who do we remember who asked that specific question or told her about that?
Which one? Which question?
The scale, essentially. Who was the one that asked about the scale?
I believe Vivra did. It was, I don't know, it was, I think, or it might have been, I don't know.
Pretty sure it was
Velkorin,
Demira,
maybe?
because we had
It was one of us. One of us
had
did it.
Velkorin
Someone
show an
here.
illusion of the scale. So Demira prompted it, and then Velkorin showed the scale, and that's what started the that part, the part about demise.
That makes a lot more sense. Our braids are not turned on today. I apologize.
It is. But, so yeah, I guess our next question for you guys. If you have seen the scale, I guess, where did you encounter the scale, and what has become of it? Obviously, when you came here, I do not sense.
Yeah, last time Demira did tell her that we encountered it in the Deku Woods, but she didn't say where we lost it. So Demira will just sort of look towards Velkorin. It's his story to tell.
Uh-oh. Allie, are you existing? Are you among us?
I was muted. I don't remember where the fight took. It was wherever the last fight took place.
The Zora domain.
In the Zora domain, where yeah, because it crawled away before the fight was even over because it was gone.
As far as we know.
Yeah, well,
As far as we
I
know,
remember when Akari and I think it was Akari and Demira got back, it was just a burn in the ground.
Mm-hmm. It was already gone when Velkorin looked for it, and then Demira and Akari also looked for it on their way back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gone. Yes, I don't really know exactly where it is. I don't know where it is. What do you call it?
Demira will quietly sort of mumble in the direction of the fairy. was lost in a fight in the Zora domain, and we don't know its current whereabouts.
Well, that's somewhat concerning, actually.
Somewhat? Sorry, I shouldn't have said that out loud. That's all Vivra, by the way.
Yep. Yes, since you were the one that was holding scale itself, did it have any sort of effect? Well, you had it. For speaking to Velkorin.
I believe it spoke to me, right?
It.
It spoke to me and said some things, but it was just very in the need for bloodlust.
Well, it had some of his influence over the creatures that it touched. Definitely something we're gonna keep an eye out for.
So, if it has some control, does that mean that a lesser being might be fully possessed by it?
It would not be unlikely to happen. I assume the person that addressing Velkorin, he must have a strong will or influence by someone else to keep him from losing the control. Yes, likely someone not as strong with their willpower is very likely to be lost to its influence. It is definitely concerning
really
because
bad.
obviously, if it is the Demon King, then sealed away for eons at this point. Initial fight with the hero of that era, as far as we knew, he was sealed within the Master Sword, and then that was supposed to slowly dissipate his spirit or energy, but fortunately didn't get everything if somehow influencing the world. He kind of paused for a moment, just kind of thinking about what this is for the world, for all.
Is there any way that we could find it again?
Good question. Sure. It is in control of. You cut off your arm. That's what it was attached to. Sad. And to retrieve it, it was likely that. Of the most positive thought is once you cut off its supply, just vanished or dissipated. In worst case, your flesh to get away. A different problem.
Even if we do find it, how do we contain it without it attaching itself to one of us again?
It's likely you wouldn't want to try to contain it. It'd be better to just.
Okay, how do we do that then?
Would require something either blessed by Hylia or that has essentially using, for lack of a better term, using the Master Sword is basically the only true way to deal with Mize. That is the blade that evil cannot touch. Blade of evil's bane.
Okay.
His influence, his girl. Likely something might be wrong.
So the untouchable. Sorry, go ahead.
Did Velkorin tell us about the time he had a vision of the sword? A sword? And Wither
think
also
so.
mentioned a sword, right? Or did she just mention a seal?
You think this man's sharing anything?
Right,
I
that's what
don't
I'm
think
saying.
so, no.
Not a chance.
Did have Eli look to the master.
Yeah,
I
I mean, I
don't
had
think the rest of the
Eli look
group
into
would
it, but I
know.
don't think I ever
Nope.
shared anything on it.
No, he doesn't share with us.
Then the master sword has been mentioned.
A blade was
3 other
mentioned
time.
by Wither.
Mentioned by
Wither's-
Wither.
Wither's final words were, "The blade that acted as a seal from millennia ago has begun to wane under the corruption of the one sealed away. One person is seeking the means to find that blade and free the one within."
You're saying, well, no.
No, Demira wouldn't know
Demira,
that.
no.
Everybody
Never mind.
except for Demira and
got
Lumi would
possessed by
know.
Wither real quick. So this supposedly untouchable sword is getting corrupted now. If that's the case, this is insane. Is there a way for us to get to Hylia so that she can bless us, so that we can stop whatever this is? If she's even willing to give us that blessing.
That's the hard part.
Oh, that's the hard part. Right, okay.
One of the hard parts, I'd say. Obviously, the quickest way to even try to contact Hylia would be directly through her places of worship, which would be the goddess that are all scattered throughout Hyrule. But that is kind of praying to any other god. They might not always answer. Your best bet would be likely to... This is not a simple feat. Find the master himself. Because then you would likely be able to meet with the fairy queen, Celia. She's the one who is protecting the master sword right now. She would probably know about what's going on from that point.
Vivra is going to turn to the rest of the group and say, "Do any of you worship Hylia?"
I don't remember, but I feel some connection to that name.
Do any of the other 3 say anything?
Lumi's
I
head just
definitely
kind of
don't.
like tilts like she's an owl. She just tilts her head to the side, like religion?
Akari just thinks about it and goes like, I've heard of the name before, but worship, not personally.
She would know about Hylia. Does she
Yeah.
worship Hylia?
Everybody
Not
knows.
really.
Yeah.
So Vivra's the only one who's technically devout to her deity. This is not good, because her deity's Faeron, I believe, was the name. Yes,
Fair.
Feor. Okay. I was close. Yeah. So she's going to put her hands together in front of her face, take a slow breath, turn to Demira and says, "Would you be willing to pray at one of Hylia's altars to see if potentially she can answer you? Currently, I believe none of us know where the Master Sword is." She glances to the others. So our best bet is a godsend. If you are the one of this group who worships her, you would be the one to receive that blessing.
I would like to say we should be far away from any of this as it's taking place.
We may not be able to avoid this, Velkorin. If it's corrupting...
You all can go. I cannot be close while the praying is taking place.
Do you have
Demira's
something
just
to
like-
tell us, Velkorin?
Demira has kind of like a somewhat shocked look on her face, like,
Oh.
oh, thank God I didn't pray near him. Apparently it's dangerous.
Vivra has.
She doesn't say anything, but she's just looking at you like,
There's a reason Vivra gets up before sunrise every morning, is to go and pray to her deity and bless the morning of nature.
But if we go to
Did
an
you not
altar-
burst into flame?
if we go to an altar and we need to pray specifically there for something, I should not be there, as there's a little trickster who might take control of my body.
We don't want anyone desecrating a goddess's altar. That would be incredibly bad.
And
Wise.
he's done it before.
Yeah, let's
What?
get very far away from that then. Just her
Demira
eyes
lower-
get like really big as she says that.
I
Demira
understand.
lowers. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you go
You're
first. You go
reading
first.
People now.
You go first.
Demira lowers her voice to sort of a whisper, next to Velkorin. The Great Fairy, she mentioned sensing that trickster and that she could help you be rid of it. Is it something you want to be rid of?
Right now we have a deal, and that deal is allowing me to. Can I use a spell? Can I use a spell slot to cast arm?
Cast arm.
He already had it out.
Wild.
He had it out last time, so.
Yeah. Well, I will cast arm. It allows me to do this, and until I find another way to do this without his help, I fear if we split ways, there's a lot I won't be able to do for a while.
Great Fairy, this might be a weird ask, but do you think you could give Velkorin an arm?
That shoots lasers and stuff.
Demira just.
Just
Demira
an
sighs.
arm! That you're worried about not being able to shoot your bow, right?
What arm is he losing? He's removing the right hand? Yeah, that's the only thing I have to worry about. Everything else is left-handed. So I've got it.
All right. I'm broken today, I guess.
Gosh.
Creating an arm wouldn't be a struggle for me at all. That's all he wants, and that would not. Harder part would be to relieve him of the influence.
Vivra looks at Velkorin and gestures to the Great Fairy, like, well, that's half your problem.
Depends on how much influence the trickster has over you.
I'm not sure, but he was enough to fight the Scal back, even while using the Scal's power.
She kind of gives a pause for the moment, kind of understanding that the assumption that your deity that is influencing you was able to overpower the demon, even though it's small, that it's big. Kind of that might be out of range of expertise, but at least not quickly. Something that essentially you could replace his influence with my own. It would take a lot more time. I don't know how much time you have with what you now know about the potential risk of the world, the Demon King potentially being released. But besides myself doing this. Your other bet would probably be to try to speak with the Fairy of Equilibrium, as she kind of deals with stuff. This creature slash deity that's influencing over you, obviously. Not supposed to be, for lack of a better term. No, it is not of this world. So, likely something that Fairy of Equilibrium could correct. I don't know. It will do to you. Essentially, your best bet to relieve yourself of its influence, have stronger influence. Take really control on its own.
I don't know if we have a. Can I come back when we have more time?
Of course. Would be
Because
here.
I don't think we currently have the time to sit here. Not only to me get another arm, but to replace our influence.
Well, she said that giving you an arm would be easy.
But replacing the influence could take time.
Well, yes, but you don't. The influence isn't preventing you from getting an arm, Velkorin. Are you telling me you don't want an arm?
I've got an arm.
Yeah, that's controlled by the thing in your head.
I'm gonna. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a fist, and I'm gonna slap one side of the fist, and nothing
I
happens.
thought you were gonna say you slap.
And then I'm gonna slap the other side of the fist, and it's gonna put the middle finger up, and I'm like, I did this myself, and then slap the other side, and it goes back down.
Vivra is glaring at Velkorin like, this man is stupid.
I would
That's
like to
the look
point out.
she's giving you.
I would like to point out, since the influence, since the gal has been gone, he's gotten a lot more. Some would say trickstery with his personality.
Oh,
Yeah.
you don't say.
I was thinking emotive, which is
Right.
worse.
I was thinking emotional. That's what I was thinking.
He's very much a smartass and very much
Yeah.
a let's do things that would make somebody laugh. So they leave him the fuck alone.
After a short pause, we're just gonna say, okay, if you're not accepting a deity giving you an arm, you have no right to complain about not having one anymore.
I'm just saying. It's gonna work one of two ways. We can stay here and remove the influence and get the arm, or I can get an
remove the
arm.
influence. You can get
or-
an arm and walk
but hold
away
on.
with. Okay.
It is the
I'm listening.
deity of tricksters. Do you think that it will let me have an arm it doesn't control?
Do you think the deity of tricksters is stronger than this deity before you?
If we don't take the time to clear out the influence, she's not gonna. I'm just gonna like point up at her.
You're insulting her right now. You realize
She's not gonna
it,
be
right?
there to keep it in check through my arm. Like
Since the deity doesn't live in your arm, Velkorin.
it controls me. You're not understanding what's being said.
I understand. I
No,
understand that it controls
we have
you. I
to
also
clear the
understand
deity.
that.
If we don't clear the deity, what the deity has over me right now is control over this arm and control over my magic. Because I give it a fake
It's controlling your magic?
arm. Oh shit.
Velkorin?
Demira steps between them.
All I'm
I-
saying is if we
Demira, I
don't clear
appreciate
the
you try-
influence, we won't. I can't control what this thing does when it takes over my body. It might throw the arm into a river. I don't know.
It's gonna rip your arm back off so that. Okay.
Have
Okay.
to say
It made me get
more-
engaged, and it's gonna point.
It is
As you
something
guys
we
are
can't do.
Yeah,
arguing.
you're engaged?
Jeez.
Demira gives a like WTF look at Vivra.
Lumi has straight up sat down on the ground. She's doodling in her notebook. Like, this is completely normal.
Every time Velkorin.
Akari's just watching the interaction.
Now Vivra's looking at Velkorin and then at Demira and then at Velkorin. It's like, so you did get engaged. That's what the rings are.
No.
Damn.
That ring is.
Lumi looks up. Vivra, that's not the point right now. The engagement. We can worry about that later.
Perhaps
Okay,
a
worry
more.
about that. But so Demira, you are or are not? Is this? Am I saying yay right now, or is this bad? Later. Okay.
I don't understand what you're talking about currently, but I would like to say that this is a matter we should not rush, and it is Velkorin's body being affected, so it is his choice of what pace we go at.
Okay.
The Great Fairy speaks up at this point. Perhaps it would be better to have a visual representation of what he means. Okay, leans down because again she's giant compared to you guys, and taps
Yeah.
his head, taps him on the top of his head, and just like Demira, the little flame comes out from above him, and his flame is the kind of same color as his eyes, the deep cyan, but there's a very obvious deep dark, like royal purple shadow engulfing his flame.
You've turned into a robot, so.
I've
Yes,
got
a little bit,
robot.
Unfortunately.
Ree! You hear anything I said?
Yes,
Oh,
about the
We heard
purple
it. You're just a little beep booping
Beep boop.
while you're talking.
Wonderful.
Okay.
But yeah, so essentially his
So there's a
soul
shadow.
flame is the same color as his eyes. That's the bulk of the flame itself, but there's a deep purple shadow engulfed, pretty much.
Okay. All right. Let me take a breath. Velkorin, is there any concern that it might take you over entirely?
Take me over for what?
Entirely. You say that it takes control of you.
Do
we have to worry
don't-
about losing you to this creature?
I don't believe so. I believe if we try to interfere with it too much, it might
Are we
step
allowed
in.
to know?
But it likes to essentially remove the shackles of my emotions. And it makes me act on impulse, which we all know how much I love acting on impulse. When it comes to anything but murder, I do not want that part in the record.
I only want to impulsively murder.
I was just about to say, it's like,
I draw the
Vivra
line
put
at kisses.
Vivra put their hands up and says, maybe don't say that part out loud. Not that you have a choice at this point.
I mean, she's a god. She could probably figure out how many people I've killed at this point. Wait, he's gonna turn around and look up at her. Can you?
I don't want to know. I don't.
She just looks
I'm
back
curious.
at you, but her expression doesn't change.
Demira looks.
You have a
little
knowing,
bit upset.
there's a knowing gaze at you.
I just want to know, is it a lot or a little compared to the normal people who visit?
To the normal who visit?
The normal people who visit are warriors and soldiers,
Yeah,
so
see?
probably
That's
less than them.
Your
But the
specific
intention
question-
may be different.
I gotta raise the number so I can become a weapons
I
spirit.
was gonna say for your specific question, compared to the
Robot.
others that are here, it is very low.
Boop, boop.
Damn.
Very low?
Gotta keep working on it.
No, you don't, actually.
There's
Demira
a
kind
very
of-
obvious reason for that you'll know later.
Demira kind of slinks back behind the group.
Okay, so we are
Look what you've
post-
done.
we-
You
what?
scared her.
Lumi just pats the spot next to her on the ground for Demira to come sit with her.
I mean, we've all killed people.
So we're not getting that fixed right now. We need to find a Hylia temple, potentially. Maybe figure out where this sword is, figure out the fairy. Do you know where the Great Fairy of Equilibrium is? You said that was another path we could take.
Fairy Equilibrium is another. They wander, so hard to pinpoint their exact location.
Okay.
You're more likely to find them on accident than you are to look for them.
Okay, so we'll put that one on the back burner for now.
Do they have a typical form that they take? Are they normally larger than most Hylians, or do they masquerade?
Yeah. Fairy of Equilibrium normally in its when it's presenting itself as a deity, so to speak, would be about the same size as me. But that typically goes where things are unbalanced in order to restore balance. So always traveling to different areas. And obviously, being a 30-foot tall deity is a bit hard to stay inconspicuous at that point. Likely either hides itself as regular people or simply uses magic to keep itself invisible.
Do they have a favorite form? I only ask because I have a friend who has developed a quite interesting little inn that travels around, and she might potentially run across them before us.
The easiest descriptor I can say is they will take a form that both presents as masculine and feminine at the same time.
Androgynous.
Basically, the easiest tell that they give off. Whatever form they take will always have features from both aspects.
Well, it is a start. And Junie does have quite the eye for those who come through her establishment, so.
That they typically go to places that need balance. Well, I might be roboting, so if I'm roboting, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh, you might
Yep,
need
there
to
goes
hang
my
up and
connection
come back.
again. Lovely.
I
Struggling
can
today,
clearly
fair.
understand you now.
Whee!
Yeah. At least it should hopefully be
I
fine.
mean, the
on
recording
Zom's
will be
mic.
fine,
Yeah.
but you guys just don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
Nope.
You guys talk
we're
about your saying.
processing it.
And it's just mine, because
Processing
Jaxi sounds fine, so it
information.
must be my computer.
Yeah, my
That-
connection.
all I heard was computer.
I had nothing from that one.
Zom said Jaxi sounds fine. It's just on their end, which yes, my connection is fine. So something's wrong with
Yeah.
Zom's connection.
Yeah, no, you sound great.
Tough.
Today
We're
is a
cursed.
day. That's all we got. Hopefully the stream is hearing you clearly. It might just be your Discord.
I think it should be because OBS would be using Zom's mic, whereas
try,
we're hearing Zom through Discord.
Control+R refreshes Discord. It'll make you hang up and come back, but see if that fixes it maybe. Huh?
Give it a minute. Oh, that broke. Oh my shit.
everything Velkorin said was a problem.
Yeah. I mean, he's the problem. Let's be
Hey.
100% honest.
It's so a problem. See, while you were, I know that we're back again, but I was gonna say, while every time you said stuff, I was like, part of me is like, it's good that he's more emotional. Vivra's always been too emotional, so if they could just trade a little bit, they both equalize, and it'd be great.
No.
No, no trading?
No,
I don't think he
I don't
will.
want that.
All right. Maybe I won't be roboting.
You
We'll
sound
see.
better.
You're so much better
Yeah,
now.
there we go.
See what happens. I don't
Tech
know
problem
what's going on.
999 handled.
Fucking
Yep.
ridiculous. I tried to send a message
I
in
got-
my OBS chat and it said failed send, so I went, oh great, it might be all my shit still now. Whatever. Think we're good. Anyways, whatever I was saying. Last thing I was saying, since we're struggling here, was Fairy of Equilibrium. Basically, if they are hiding their appearance, they are likely to take the form of the race that they are acting as, but it'll have both male and female features.
I hate to say it, but I think that she'd probably be in the areas that the Twili have taken over.
It would be quite unbalanced there.
Velkorin and I could easily blend in, but at this point, I think if you're not a Twili in that area, they'd probably not react great.
Are you able to sense where the sword is? Since you seem to be an expert in weapons beyond normal means.
Unfortunately, that is the one weapon spirit that I cannot.
It's a weapon spirit?
Yes. The Master Sword was created by Hylia. And then was reforged and blessed through her with the help of Hero of that era. Started out as the Goddess Blade and then was reforged into the Master Sword, tempered with the flame of the Goddess, then blessed herself. Give it the power that destroys you.
Is there any way you could... Well, would you happen to know where the Fairy Queen is?
The last known location of Fairy Queen was in the mountains of the northern region. But for me, that was 200 years ago.
If that's our only lead, then perhaps we could check in that direction after we've handled things here. And in the Zora domain as well.
To find the Master Sword is likely your safest bet to figure out what's going on with the demon.
I just wish we had more to go off of. Who knows how long it'll be before we actually find it.
That is unfortunate. The point. The blade is supposed to be kept safe. The spirit within that blade has been dormant since demise was sealed within it. Then at that point, basically, the sword has been kept hidden throughout different eras. With the last incarnation of the hero, what they did. Hero and the Princess of Legend. Basically, they're trying to keep as many ways to keep the curse of cycle of reincarnation Demise's curse, as well as Demise himself coming back. The whole point why the hero sacrificed himself and why Princess regained her godly highly. But because that is the other part of why I think it will be hard for you to try to get contact Hylia. Essentially, she is very weak right now. Hasn't been in her godly form for, well, been a long time in regards to your life, but in regards to our life, a child. While her influence is weak, it's not too hard to figure out. Lost train of thought. Okay. Again, the train is falling off its tracks all day today.
The train is broken.
Yeah, missing a wheel. Basically, the gist that I'm trying to get across, that Hylia's influence within the world itself is very low right now. The goddess statues are your best bet to even be able to try to contact her, because that's where her influence is strong, basically.
Is there a goddess statue nearby in the Goron village?
I'm not sure. I mean, it's likely there is, considering it is a major city, and as far as I'm aware, the Goron village has been there for a while. Likely any major town will have a statue to honor the goddess. Or if you ask in any major city, they'll point their direction.
Demira nods.
There. But now that we know what's going on, we have a couple different goals, or at least I have a few different. Main one being find out who created you, Demira. Obviously, I don't want more weapon spirits being created just because somebody wants. Not what. Dealing with Demise is a very important mission as well. So we'll do what I can to find out what information I can about that. Leaving here is kind of hard for me to do, but I have other ways to gather. I'll always be here, so.
If we find information on who created me, what would you like us to do with that information?
Best thing for you is to either, if you can get them to come to me, or figure out why they're doing what they're doing. Essentially try to stop them. Again, this is tantamount to playing with people's souls. Not something anybody should do.
Demira will curtsy politely and nod.
Sure, you have pressing matters, so if there's anything else you'd like to ask, allow you to take your leave, do whatever you need to do. Likely that some of the other children within the village will be curious about who you are, considering they haven't had visitors in 200 years. They're all very friendly, if not a little eccentric. So once you are ready to leave, just head towards the center of the village. Look for the brand of din on the ground. Send you back up the mines where you came down. The symbol of din is the symbol that's like on her waist there. Circle with lines, 2 circles with lines pushing through everything.
Is there anything else you might need of us?
Given me plenty of information, just as I have given you plenty of information. I do not need anything else from you.
Lumi hops up and offers her notebook to the goddess to make sure that she has not recorded the wrong information.
Vivra sees that and goes, "Oh yeah," and holds hers out too.
Which literally what I wrote is in the Discord, so.
I don't remember what I said she wrote down, but I think that it's just what I wrote as well about the Leviathans and stuff. I just copied
The Great
down
Fairy is
the
reviewing your
din
work.
symbol. Yep. You are unworthy! She smites us both.
She's looking very closely at a teeny tiny little book.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this is like literally is this made for ants meme right now? The gist of what she wanted you not to pass on how yours from anything else. Good.
Yeah,
Cool. All right, we're good.
There's nothing in that.
I did
She
not
technically
write that down.
never gave us that exact information. She just sort of was general with it.
Right.
Yeah.
But even still, like that alone is enough.
A lot. Yeah.
So.
You said the symbol was din? Is that DINN?
Yes.
Or...
Din.
Okay, cool. I've heard that name before.
That's the goddess of power. But with that, other questions, you guys are free to leave and explore the village or head back. You guys do.
Oh, I kind of want to get selfish a little bit.
Akari thinks and just goes, "Don't think there's any questions I have. Main thing is we need to just figure out information and possibly find the sword."
Are you able to bring people back?
In
Like if they died?
it depends on how long they've been gone, whether or not you have means to find their soul. Actually, most of the time, once the person has died in front of me, even at that point, it's very hard for me to keep the soul alive, so to speak.
How would I find their soul?
Would be a question for the deity of death.
Where is she? How would one call to her then?
Not so much as you are able to call for her as find you.
I have an idea.
It's grandmother.
I don't mean to
Velkorin,
but
I have an idea. Takes out
And
knife.
we can't use you for this idea because we need you to revivify whoever.
Are you talking to me
refused.
right now?
Yeah.
Velkorin!
Well, we would need a volunteer. And
Akari
That's
just
not
straight out says,
foreign.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I'm just saying, it's kind of like the quick call, right? It's kind of like having them, on speed dial. I just pointed it out. They're
You're
on speed dial.
suggesting that one of you die.
Have the conversation and then revivify. If it's not long enough, we just wait for the next day, speed dial again.
No,
Would
we
not
don't need
recommend
to
doing that.
Velkorin, you have said some questionable things today. That takes the cake. Are you good?
I don't think he's good at all, Lumi.
Hasn't everybody scolded me about dying lately?
Yes.
Yes.
Every single person jumps on
And
you
will
immediately.
continue to.
Hence the old nature of my tone, Demira.
Not to mention, Velkorin, I have 5 gems. You really want to use 1/5 of my supply on this? When it might not even work?
I mean,
To potentially even sacrifice one of you? Are you...
we could just an animal or something.
That's not the same, Velkorin. Their souls are
Animal,
different.
but we just need to get death to us.
You think death would bother with an animal?
It's not gonna walk back up alive once you kill it.
Feror would bother with the animal. I doubt that death itself would.
I'm gonna look up at her again. Death controls all forms of death, correct?
Death needs death to die.
Yeah, does death need death to die?
The deity of death, more so. Right. She's
More
the one
sentient
that.
beings, right?
What?
More sentient, less just ones that exist.
Things that have soul.
Yeah, so animal.
The gist of. She essentially ferries the souls across to wherever they need to go once they die. Whether it's being reincarnated into a different area or just being rested or, evil spirits being punished, etc. Basically is the messenger.
Vivra,
The ferryman.
That one.
I just
Yeah.
don't think death should be talked about like it's a game.
you
Agree.
mentioned a grandmother. What does that have to do with death?
Vivra opens her mouth and realizes what she said. She's like, right. I was the only one
So
that
you have
saw
you've
that.
met her a few times. You.
Yeah. She follows us.
New adventure.
Demira's eyes just widen a little. Like, okay.
Because new adventurers often die.
Adventurers are the ones that are most at risk.
Uh-oh, fairies.
So then, this group has already met death?
A few
I
times.
suppose so.
I guess.
He hasn't
Lumi's
confirmed that
just
she's deaf
rubbing
to any
her
of you
face.
guys, but
Someone knew. Who was it? Somebody
Poor
knew. It
Wasn't it
was.
What?
Velkorin who was the closest talking to her with some
It was
stuff?
either Velkorin or Wither.
Wait, what are you guys talking
Or,
about?
but I think it might have been
Granny.
revealed to Wither or Velkorin,
Okay,
but
so-
Vivra was eavesdropping. I think it might
Wither
have been
walked off to learn lemon squares with Granny. Granny taught her lemon squares. Vivra was listening in. Granny told Wither,
Mhm.
"Oh yeah, here's my secrets." And then Granny looked into the forest directly towards where Vivra was hiding.
Mhm.
Vivra rushes away, and because Wither is dead, Vivra is the only one that knew about
Mhm.
Granny's true nature. Until now. Oops.
So she said the secret before looking right at Vivra, and Vivra ran
Mhm.
off? Okay.
Yeah. She
Kind of
revealed her secret,
simultaneously.
looked, ran off. This is God. Vivra needs to say more stuff, but my child wishes for an apple. Okay.
Well, if you've met her, surely you'll be able to meet her again. Without anybody dying.
I
Honestly,
suppose
probably
so.
Yeah.
Be the smarter idea.
It may be a conversation for another time.
What food did I make her? Can you remember 2 years ago of game time?
You gave her some You gave her some of your candies.
Yeah, but I also made food. Because back then I was the only one who knew how to cook.
I don't. 2 years ago, man.
Wither helped cook sometimes.
And ate an eyeball raw.
Oh, I came back to she ate an eyeball raw, and I'm like, still talking about Wither.
Wither.
Who's that?
Okay, so sorry, I'm trying to get back into it. The last thing I mentioned was that she follows new adventurers because they tend to die. She stopped following us. At least I haven't seen her in a while, so I guess she assumes we're better, or maybe it's because we went through what was the time goddess location thing?
I did say BRB, but before I said that, we did technically have a dead person in our party.
We did.
Fair.
That might. I'm just saying. Now I'm gonna be right back.
I am technically dead. Demira says unsurely.
Lumi just got slapped with y'all had a dead person in your party.
Yeah.
She's staring off into space now. So she has been slapped with Nefea is 100% dead and probably partially Demira. And this group had a dead person in their party. She's
unknowingly.
Wait. What does Lumi think we mean by dead person in our party?
Just in our backpack.
No. She has met Velkorin. She's disassociating.
I'm just imagining Lumi picturing us carrying a body across the desert.
Demira's next to Lumi since earlier, so Demira will just kind of hold her hand silently.
Vivra says, I don't think... let me know if this is insensitive, but I don't think you count as a dead person.
That does make sense. It is perhaps closer to resurrection.
Incarnation.
In a sense, yeah.
Yes, that's
More accurate.
what I meant.
Right, because you're not the same being you were before. So is someone using okay. Wait, so that might be a thing with the weapon creation. They might be warping reincarnation in order to make sure that you become a weapon spirit. Does Vivra have access to reincarnation yet? I don't think she does. Hang on, because that would be because if Vivra knows the spell, that could provide insight.
True reincarnation is not.
She knows reincarnation.
That's not. Yeah.
She knows reincarnate.
Not the same as what I do. Just using that as the example for more understanding.
No, I know. I know that the Great Fairy doesn't do that, but I'm saying the people who turned Demira into Demira, what if that's the way they did it? I don't know. Is that crazy? It makes sense in my head.
We have many possibilities to look into. I think it is worth looking into that as well.
I did mention early on that it's likely they were using the same method as Great Fairy, but something went wrong.
Yeah, and that's why Vivra's wondering if that's what went wrong. like they mixed it into the whole thing. Because they like, if you have a missing piece of DNA, you try to put a piece into it to complete the sequence. What if that was the puzzle piece, but they did it incorrectly? And this is just my thought process right now. This is not Vivra talking anymore. I'm getting into the schematics of it.
Free to disappear, leave, whatever. What do you want to do?
I guess we all head out, right? Unless you guys have anything else to say to.
Demira asked a lot of questions already, so she's good.
To consider now. Take my leave as well. Free to stay within the village. You need. Like I said, once you are ready to leave, head towards the symbol of Din in the center of the town. Your way back.
Thank you.
Akari nods.
Sorry, Vivra was
Yes.
scribbling in her notebook.
Thank you greatly.
Lumi does a little curtsy to the Great Fairy.
Demira as well. Is there any way that we can contact you again from a distance?
Sure. I think one of you guys mentioned having this send magic. Communicating through magic.
Demira puts her hand up, just like, I can do that. I've got this. I've got this. I have one power.
You have
Demira
so
smiles.
many powers.
I have one useful skill.
Bards are entirely all useful skills.
I know, I was gonna say, bards are often seen as an underrated class because most people are like, musician. Have you seen what they can do? Have you
Less
been
combat,
a College
but
of Glamour
highly
bard?
useful.
Love my utility spells.
With that,
Mhm.
there is a flash of red and orange fire, and then a bunch of phoenix feathers in front of you as she poofs away.
All right.
Oh.
Then
Free to your device.
Demira
I would
gets
like
a
advice.
look at the group to see how everyone's doing and before going on.
Akari just thinks for a moment, just says, I suppose unless anybody wants to take time to look at the village, we head back up out of the volcano.
I would like to get out of the volcano.
Assuming that the other children do not stop us along the way. Yes. And then she like looks
Are you
at
talking about the
Vivra and
volcano?
Akari and considers them and goes, I'm going to need a little information on how the three of you were traveling with a dead person.
Akari
At your
just
convenience.
they were, to put it lightly, they were a ghost and we didn't know.
I was gonna say maybe we, find a hotel room, wash up, clean ourselves of this mess, and
Again, at your convenience, I'd like to hear how.
Sure.
Thank you.
Just know the start of it is they were a ghost.
Akari, darling, that is not helping.
Well, we didn't know they were ghosts at the start. You know what? We'll need some tea.
Yes. I think we all need tea. And yes.
Indeed, out of the volcano.
Please. Let's.
How do we get out of here?
We go to the
Is-
Din symbol.
Yes, to.
The symbol. All right. So I assume the group goes to the symbol.
Lumi shakes out her wings so that she can fly again, just like.
Do I have the spell fly? Because that would be so useful. I don't. Nope. I could turn to a bird, but that doesn't help everyone else. Wait, do I have any more wild shapes? That's another thing I should probably check, actually. According to D&D Beyond, I didn't use any of them. I'm gonna assume I've used at least one.
Yeah.
You definitely used at least one. We did
Yeah.
fight a dongo.
We did. Tried to talk to her. Didn't work.
Hey, you used most of your high level spells. At least
Oh,
I
for
think.
sure.
you used all your spells to cure the Ongo.
I feel like I used more than it says I used, but we'll go with what it says, I suppose.
I know you
Alright.
said you had to
That doesn't
upcast
matter right
one
now.
at some point. Ran out of the lower level spells for like the protection from poison or whatever.
Yeah, that's just second level spells though. Oh yeah, I did second and then I skipped to fourth because I wanted to save my third level because Revivify is a thing.
Demira said, but initially when you guys got here, you still have the 20 or so poles that are kind of all around you guys. Making
Demira's
the
kind of looking down at the ground, and quietly to the group, she says, I apologize for how I acted earlier. I found myself so overwhelmed and lost sight of the world around me. I was solely focused on myself. I beg your pardon.
What? Demira, there's nothing wrong with that. She'll put a hand on Demira's shoulder. You have nothing to apologize for.
It's just, I'm sure everyone had questions, and I didn't mean to. And she trails off.
Demira, it was more important that you asked your questions here. This was something that was for you, in a way, I think.
Also,
Well, not even think. This was definitely for you. She called to you.
And besides, we all got to ask our questions anyway. So, you know. no harm.
Akari agrees. Yeah, and she did give time if anybody did have questions to ask. So you didn't take up any time, and it helped you gain feelings. Nothing to apologize, because you're just feeling your emotions.
And it solved that mystery of what happened to Nephea, so...
Demira nods. Yes, I would like to know more about her at some point. I just... Thank you all for taking care of me again. I believed I was the one meant to be taking care of all of you.
That makes Lumi,
Hey,
like, she laughs a little bit and then she says, "It wouldn't be the first time, darling."
Hey, we all just agreed that we're a team now, right? So we
Yes.
take care of each other.
That makes me very happy.
Would you like another hug?
If it's no inconvenience.
Gosh.
Initiating group hug.
Yeah, Vivra slightly puffs her cheeks out and then just hugs her. God. Okay. She still has to be a little tsundere, alright? But she's like, no, you're at me now, so I'm gonna give you a hug, okay?
I appreciate it. I would personally like to speak to some of the weapon spirits here, so I will catch up with everyone later if you'd like to continue back.
Well, would you like us to stay with you?
They haven't had company in 200 years. They might appreciate it as well.
That is a fair point.
I am curious about how different they might be.
They might enjoy some music, Vivra. It's likely that songs have changed quite a lot since they last had guests. We could play
Oh.
something for them.
I only really know the song that you helped me learn. And one from my childhood, but that's not really important.
And
as
the
it was
Song of
kinda like
Healing.
above the back of her head. Do I know the Song of Healing?
Yes.
Oh,
the
I know
one
3
from
songs!
Granny. I know songs.
That's right. Oh no, I know the Ghost song, the Song of Healing, the Calm
Yes.
Emotions, and my
The
child.
ghost
4
song
songs!
is
I am a woman who knows 4 songs! Holy smokes.
I have enjoyed everyone's company very much, so I'm sure they would as well. But I don't want to hold anyone back, especially if it's an unpleasant environment for most of you.
If it gets too hot, I'll just turn into a Dodongo again.
Oh, it's climate control down here somehow. Magic.
Yeah.
Quite
Demira's
nice.
not burning anyone anymore.
Thankfully, it's not hot down here. Won't question it. Rather that than burning.
Are there any pulls that are close to me right now? Like closest?
There's at least 2 are pretty close to you. Going by in the dome. I think there's
Yeah.
kind of like windows in the dome. One of them appears to be near one of the windows, and another one is further out by the entrance where you walk.
Demira will sort of gaze in the direction of which one's closest.
I'll both say
Yeah.
mice pick.
Okay, one or two. Flip a coin for me, Zom. 'cause
Don't
you
have a
some down
coin.
there. You do! I left you some. Where's my D2? I don't know where mine is. Oh, it's in my dice bag still.
I went to grab my coin and realized that's in my metal dice set that's not over here.
Problem is that it's flat, so it goes to the bottom of the dice bag and gets smushed down there. Where is it?
Digging for dice. Dice ASMR. Oh, rolling a d4 instead.
Okay.
Pottery.
Even.
Window.
Okay.
Oh, as you look up to the pole that's directly towards the window, you can
I
see,
feel one in this direction.
and
And I see.
as you look up, you can see a male presenting character hanging from the window, kind of swaying. And you can see that he has like a chain that's wrapped around his arm that's hooked into literally the stone above the window. So he's kind of lodged into the window and hanging off that chain. It looks at you. His skin looks basically kind of silvery. He's got no shirt or nothing on. He's just bare-chested, but he has a bunch of very large chains that are kind of wrapped across around his chest and then extended down to the end of his forearms, and then you can see the same chain is what's attached to the ceiling. His lower half, he's wearing what kind of looks like the it's like a gladiator skirt or whatever. I don't know what you would call that actually, but like in the Greek gladiators, whatever, those like skirts that they have, they almost kind of a sapphire bluish color with hints of purple. And he's just kind of watching the guy, and he is very, very built.
Demira gasps at noticing him because she looks in that direction to say that she feels someone over there. Oh.
He's like 50 feet away from you, technically, though, because of how
She
big the dome
stutters.
is. But he's just looking at you guys.
Looks towards him and curtsies in his direction to acknowledge his presence.
He's just.
You said he's 60
Curtsying
feet?
at someone who's
He's
50
like
feet
50,
away
60
is
feet away
wild.
from you up above in the air because he's literally hanging on the windowsill, essentially.
Yeah. Long
I'd imagine
distance
this guy's
curtsy.
so far away, like, and you just do a curtsy, and then he goes, "What?"
Lumi's head tilts back and forth, and then she takes to the air because ma'am has bird wings. And she gets a little bit closer than 50, 60 feet away. Are you all right?
Perfectly fine. Just wanted to see who was here. We haven't had visitors in a long time.
Yes, we've got guests. One of our friends is actually a weapon spirit. She wanted to come say hello.
Demira is sort of slow jogging behind on ground. Anime girl jogging.
Are you able to get down easily?
Oh yeah, no problem with that. And as you, like, literally as you say that, he takes the other chain that was in his arm and just kind of throws it, basically, kind of towards your guys' direction down at the ground. And you can see there's a large, like, spike at the end of it, and it lodges into the ground. And then he just kind of pulls on that chain, and it pulls him right to where the spike was standing, as the other one dislodges from the ceiling, or not the windowsill, as he flies down right in front of you.
Demira stops in her tracks.
Vivra was not
it's-
jogging; she was walking because she figured he'd catch up eventually.
And it's weird because, like, the chains themselves, like, this chain just went 60 so feet in length, but then when it pulled him towards it, it's almost as if the chain shrunk back into size, so it doesn't look like there's that much slack in the chain when it pulled him to where he landed.
So then that would kind of be a representation of his weapon form, right?
Most likely.
Because, like, Demira,
cool.
her details reflect the appearance of the axe. Oh, hello. I hope I'm
Be
not
my-
disturbing you.
Younger sister.
I suppose so?
Sorry, not used to visitors. All of us other weapon spirits kind of refer to each other as siblings, so if you're uncomfortable with that, I won't call you two again.
No, I don't mind. It's different, though, than the weapon spirits I've met above.
Spirits.
Yes. 2. Or technically 3? It's unclear. Do I sense, like, is there a point where more of the weapon spirits are kind of congregated into a larger group, or are they all really sparsely spread out?
Most of them are either spread out or in, like, pairs for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
There doesn't seem to be too much of a congregation of any right now. Where if you're trying to focus in on how many they, like, where they are, where the most of them might be, they aren't really congregated in a specific spot.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a few are around. Basically, the ones that are curious with what's going on are obviously closer, and then the ones that don't really care are further away. Or don't know what's going on, could be sleeping, whatever.
Yeah. Valour mentioned that some may be interested in meeting. And I was interested in meeting you all as well.
I'm sure most of the others would love to meet. a new sister. Like me, obviously. Oh, I suppose I should tell you my name. That would help. My name is Kane.
I'm Demira.
It's a weapon here. The weapon I am created off of is a hook shot.
That's very unique.
I would say definitely unique.
He's like, yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, what you said.
Yeah. I agree, actually. I am unique, yeah.
It kind of
Good point. I am awesome.
the slightest of, well, I shouldn't say slight. It's pretty obvious to everybody else. Like, he's prideful of the fact that
Yeah.
but just kind of half trying to hide it, but not very well at hiding. Like, oh yeah, I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah. What do you... I hope I'm not being rude. I was wondering, what do you do with your time here?
Most of us have been kind of sleeping dormant. Others explore the depths very carefully. The gloom, but we understand that the fairy wanted us to stay in hiding for the most part. That's kind of what we agreed to when we came down here. The majority of us that are here have been dormant, sleep, waiting to be woken up. Now, obviously, people are here, and the fairy has woke up. Probably awake.
How does the spirit weapon thing work? Does the fairy choose, like, who you go to? Do you guys get to, pick a wielder? Or you just...
Column A, column B. Kind of. Some of us were. Some of us, it was the weapon we used in battle. Others were. It was the invention that we created. Or, in my case, I just liked this weapon, and it's what I used. Decided when ritual was happening. Others just let the fairy do her thing and make the choice for them. But there's no specific choice when it comes to that kind of personal choice, so to speak.
At this point, Demira does sort of like broadly gesture to the rest of the group as well, sort of an introductory gesture with her arm towards them. Assuming that everyone would want to do their own introduction.
Yeah, you do that, and Vivra says, "Oh, you want us to?" Yeah, I'm Vivra.
Lumi, and she drops a quick little curtsy.
One-armed bow to the rest of the group as it's respectful not to. But he's also is the guy who most likely got his quote-unquote valor from fighting in the Colosseum or something, based on his attire. So his manners are probably not the greatest.
Perfectly fine.
Are there any others here who you are close with? I'm not well practiced in conversation yet. She looks kind of embarrassed, like she doesn't know what questions to be asking or how to lead a conversation with someone.
I haven't talked to anybody in 200 years. Oh, I don't know. I'm probably not much better, but as far as me being close, all kind of close to each other, but it's, as I said, we kind of all view each other as siblings, so go as far as that.
This whole 200 years thing, I don't know.
Well, that's just when we went into hiding. If you're talking about how old we are, that's...
How old are you?
You kind of see his brain. You can see the steam coming out of his head, basically. Not
been a while.
figuratively.
Them gears are turning.
I stopped
Wild.
counting after 2000. So,
A long
Whoa.
while.
guess the easiest way to describe it, I was from the era of the Hero of Time. For you guys, that's like legend. You don't even know how many years ago that is. Long. Eons ago.
Would
Do you
I
remember
know?
things from that? Oh, go ahead.
I was just
Vibra's still asking that. But...
yeah, I was just gonna ask above table. Would I know of like a particular event that happened 200 years ago?
Well, it's the
200 years ago
calamity,
would have
right?
been when the
Would Demira know?
would have been when the calamity was finished.
Yeah,
Demira
that's
would
why
know then?
Vivra said something, because she's like, if that's when everything was fixed and restored, why would you guys go into hiding?
May I make a history check?
Or what you
Because he used the sword. Right?
I mean, all of the heroes technically.
But if Velkorin can remember this, he would know to look into where that sword may have been.
If Demira can kind of see Velkorin's gears turning, she'll give guidance.
We have advantage today, correct?
You have one inspiration.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because I rolled a 1.
Oh my
It
goodness.
always happens.
Ooh.
When you have
Always when he
inspiration,
has
you
it.
always roll a 1.
History
The dice are like, you're
with
gonna use them.
guidance.
Yes, guidance if you want
That's
it.
a 4, right?
D4.
24.
E4. You're trying to know if that hero used the Master Sword and where it was kept
Master
of that
Sword.
era.
Yeah.
24. Velkorin, pretty well learned. So it's again, this is so because of the literal time frame of it, you're pretty much going off of hearsay at this point for you guys, because this is literally centuries ago that would have happened. So as far as what you have read in history books or whatever, it was always told that the Master Sword was kept in the pedestal of light that was held within the Temple of Time of that era. And a few of the other eras also matched up with that. But the weird thing that the historians themselves can't explain, it seems like the Temple of Time didn't stay in one place at all at a certain time. But Temple of the Time of that era was within the main city of Hyrule, within like where the king and queen and princess were. In that's where the Temple of Time. So of that era, that's where within, essentially within the main city. Temple of Time, basically. If you're going off of his era, held within the Temple of Time.
I wonder if the temple has withstood time.
You hear Kane just go, "Ha! I see what you did there."
Demira smiles.
But anyways, I'm sure some of the others would want to meet you, so don't let me keep up time. But introduce you to, I guess that's the problem. Prob do.
I would really love that.
Sure.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless.
Oh,
I'm surprised that picked that up. Normally it
Only
doesn't.
half of it.
I think I can sense Iron just outside, so I might as well introduce you to him first. He's the oldest.
Ooh.
Older than 2000?
Well, he said he just stopped counting at 2000.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Stopped counting in 2000. So, Iron is he's the oldest. He was created at the era of Hero of Sky. So, literally the first incarnation of the hero is when he was created. So,
Wow.
I think I'm old, but we're talking about him. That's. But yeah, anyway, very distracted. But he starts to lead the way, so to speak.
Demira follows.
He
Mhm.
kind of leads out the main entrance there, where you come out the opening, and you can see kind of off to the side, a bit further away, kind of looking in your guys' direction. Very, very large, towering set of black-looking armor, kind of looking in your guys.
Demira looks up.
Yeah, I was
Jaw
gonna say,
slightly
Vivra does-
agape.
Pretty big.
Be him. Probably trying to want to introduce himself, but he's a bit shy. Arnold.
Oh, I am as well. Hello. I'm Demira. I'm a weapon spirit,
As you guys
mostly.
closer to him, you guys can now see that this very large, literal suit of armor that is black and it's very rough looking, like, typical plate mail armor would have some kind of form-fitting, like, design, so to speak. This thing is rough, and now that you're close enough to see what it is, it looks like it's made out of cast iron. So it is very,
Oh, you could cook with it.
very simple looking, I should say. It's not intricate. It is meant to protect, and that's all it's meant to do. But very, very big. You can see, like, and he, like, as you guys step up, he does a slight bow and, I didn't want to interrupt anything. It's having a conversation, but I'm Iron. To meet a new sibling. Assuming you're okay with two. He literally is saying the same exact thing as Kane basically
Yeah.
just said two. And with that, Kane also says, well, leave you with him, and I'll maybe catch up with you guys later, or if not, whatever. But yeah, gonna run off for a bit, and at that point, you can see him just kind of throw his
Lovely
chain up.
meeting you.
You as well, and shoots off. Shoots off, gone. Into one of the giant stone towers. His chain sticks. Ironically, this metal chain sticks to the stone brick and lodges itself into the brick, which doesn't make any sense, but it works. But Iron is the name of armor spirit. First armor spirit met. Obviously, suit of plate mail armor. And telling you this too.
Oh, good.
I invented this armor myself back in the day. It's not very good for mobility, but it does the
Yeah.
job to protect.
Cast iron has a tendency to shatter with high impact.
Nope.
It was a prototype.
Prototype.
Sorry, I don't mean to be rude about.
I mean, you're not wrong, but also magic.
Fair enough.
Was back when we didn't even really know plate armor was a thing, so I was. Or the irony of making this was I was sick of getting hurt, but also wrong. Weird. Slab of iron to protect me, and that's kind of where the idea came. Oh, I can't make an accent because I don't know how to do it, but his like cadence in speaking is very different, and it's enough for you guys obviously to be able to understand him still, but it's almost as if somebody was trying to speak the language through second, if it's not their primary language, which
Yeah.
likely is because when he learned Hylian, it was ancient Hylian, very different than current modern Hylian. So his cadence and like he pauses because he has to think about how the right words sound, almost as if he had to relearn the language.
So it almost sounds like he's speaking in ye old English, comparatively.
Mm-hmm.
Ancient Hylian would be somewhat closer to Twili, right?
Kind of. It has similar.
Ooh.
It would have a similar-ish cadence, yeah.
So then,
Oh
yeah,
my gosh,
Velkorin
he's
and
got
Vivra
my
might have a
accent.
better might have a better understanding or insight or something. Or
When I
anyone who
first
speaks
made
Twili.
Vivra, I almost gave her a country accent.
Wow.
Right here, but I
That would be a
decided not to.
completely different vibe.
Right? I was like, you know what? She doesn't sound mean enough for where she is at the start of this campaign, so she doesn't get the
After giving Demira the hug, she's like, now go on, get!
Go on now. Move on. You gotta go on and meet your weapon friends, don't you?
Mosey on. Get out of here.
Come on, partner. We gotta move on.
The midst of your conversation with Iron, after a few minutes of just your conversing through him, all of a sudden you kind of see a projectile come flying at him and smack him in the head, and the headpiece, the helmet, I should say, not head, the helmet comes off and falls off to the side.
I try to catch it.
And that is at this point when you see the armor does not have a body in it.
I knew it.
And at that point,
we'd already guessed that one.
Yeah, I was.
Iron groans a bit, and
Mira did not guess this. She's shocked. The only one.
I love how Lumi and Vibra were the ones that are like, obviously,
yes,
he
that
doesn't
makes
have a
sense.
wielder, so there's no face.
So, Iron kind of goes where his head would be to try to grab at it, and is like, and you hear him.
If Demira was able to catch it, she hands it back to him.
And he reaches out and takes it, and like, thank you, Demira, and then looks over to the woman who is laughing at this point as she's starting to walk up to you guys, and he just speaks out. He's like, Bola, you're supposed to respect your elders. And when you see this very tall, feminine spirit, her skin has a mixture of like blue and white and black, and it's kind of it's blue marble is what her material that she's out of. So her skin kind of shows that aspect of it. As far as what she's wearing, it's kind of like a poncho that's over the top of her, and then she's wearing a longer skirt, as well as having some silver bracers on both her arms and her legs, and then her very long, dark black hair is braided in 3 different spots, and the braids themselves, when you take a closer look, are more like rope than braided. And at the very end of her hair are these like round balls that are also made out of the similar material like her skin, marble.
She's got marbles in her hair.
Continues to walk up to you guys. Says, visitors. Sure has been a long time since we've had any kind of visitors. Bola. Exactly. Bola is a Bola weapon spirit.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yes,
I'm Demira.
to meet you as well. Oh, have some more sisters in this family. We have plenty of men here. Always nice to have another woman. A bit more happy in regards to her attitude, and kind of has the irony of both being the big sister energy, but also little sister energy, because
Big sister, but a brat.
yeah, kind of.
A middle child.
Middle child energy.
And like, each one of them has, so far the ones that you've met, because it's hard to, they don't keep track of their ages anymore, especially these guys, how old they are, so they just tell you which era they were in, and she was in the era of the Hero of the Wild, which is actually not too far from your guys's in consideration of the other eras. That era for you guys would be approximately about 10,000 years ago. So,
Oh yeah, just super close to us. She's
10,000? Okay. That wasn't that long ago.
in comparison to the other eras,
In comparison to iron, that's like yesterday.
yes. I mean, that's
I was
what I
about to
mean.
say practically yesterday.
Yeah.
Ola is, this is Iron speaking up for her, is the youngest of us here.
Then I
Not
suppose I
anymore.
must appear as an infant to you.
And laughs at that response. Not quite that, but yeah. Who's keeping track anymore? Numbers are just
The difference
numbers.
between 10,000 years and 2 years, not a big difference.
Yeah. Nah, they don't care. Must be an old soul.
Thank you.
Guess about yourself instead. We haven't, like I said, we haven't had any visitors for 200 years. So obviously,
Demira,
what's going on in the outer worlds right now?
when asked to talk about herself, she immediately looks way more self-conscious and just looks at the ground because she wasn't supposed to be created and kind of didn't want to talk about that part, so she just kind of looks down.
Bill is like, or tell us about the world instead, that's fine too. Kind of seeing the awkwardness that she's feeling is like, oh, that might be a touchy subject. Got it. Change subject to
Demira
something else.
will look, she's still looking down, but turns her head more to the rest of the group because that's also something she's not really up to date on. She was just created recently, so she lets the group speak up for that.
Vivra's eyes widen because her first thought is, well, there's a war, corruption's
Yeah,
happening.
things aren't great there
the
either.
Master Sword might be dying.
Lumi surveys the reactions that the other two are having and says, "Well, do you want the good news or the bad news first?"
Thank you, Bard, save us.
Vivra in her head's like, what's the good news?
From my point of
There's
view,
grilled cheese now.
any news is good news. Bread has been invented.
Well,
Oh
in
my
that
gosh,
case,
best thing
we
since
have
sliced bread.
we have several new inventions. We have new music. We have lots of very good things. But the world is, as you know, a constant cycle of
war and peace, and we are currently in the swings of war at the moment. The more things change, the more they stay the same after all.
And this is what the irony of the sarcasm, the way she says this too, is like, is it evil deity attacking this time, or is it the people this time?
Little column A, little column B.
Both.
Vivra and Lumi are the road to El Dorado. The
Yeah.
Studio and Miguel.
Both.
Just both.
Except
Both is good.
both is bad.
She
Both is bad.
legitimately like looks at Demira because she's like, you've got a little bit more knowledge in this realm than I do. So like, both.
Both.
Oh. Have any of you ever met the Master Sword, the Goddess Sword, before?
Oh, I wish that would be fascinating.
The look, iron, because that was his era. Iron kind of shrugs it a bit and says that even in my era, that was when Demise was sealed away in the Master Sword. That's when weapon spirit went dormant. Her duty was fulfilled, so to speak. So as far as we knew, been dormant ever since, for her to dissipate the evil spirit within.
I see.
I do know what she looked. She almost floated when she was made her appearance. It was almost as if she was skating on air, floating in the air. Much different than our aspect. She seemed more of like the spirit aspect, whereas we are weapon. In my case, armor. Where she more felt like a spirit attached to the weapon instead of being her own person. But though she technically wasn't created the same way we were, she was created by highly different aspects. He's thinking for the words that
He sounds legendary.
history was. Very blade. Blade that the heroes used much in every other era.
What an honor.
What a responsibility.
Wouldn't want that. But anyway, we don't want to keep your time too much, but we'll always be here. So you have plenty of other questions. Sure, always love to have visitors, especially with new family members. At this point, Akari, you didn't. Well, actually, you did notice it once it got close enough because you have your bullshit 10-foot thing. That you didn't notice somebody was approaching until they were in your range all of a sudden, and you see somebody who is low to the ground looking at you, or looking at the Wither's mask that you had on. I don't know where you kept it, like on your hip or your head, wherever you kept the mask, where she was.
Yeah, on her hip, unless she puts it on.
So, as they enter your range, now you know that somebody is looking at you.
Can I roll something, or do I have to roll something to see them if I look down or something?
Once they came into your range, you would know somebody was close to you because you're blind fighting.
How big are they?
They're not very huge. They're pretty normal, average human size, so probably around a similar height to you, but they're crouched down looking at your mask specifically, and now that you look at them, you can see that they are dressed very similar to a Garo robe, or Garo Masters. You guys did see
Ooh.
when you were in Termina/Hyrule. They have mostly the outfit is similar to what like Wither was wearing, but it's that deep purple, and then instead of like the red mask that
we met, or some of the group met or crossed paths with Wither's father, who was
Yes.
in the like fancy robes, right? In
Mhm.
the stone tower.
Yes, he had similar robes like that. The robes that are
That was the one-on-one duel that Akari had, right?
Yep. Yeah, he has Garo Master's robe, basically. And his mask is... It's just the eyes like Wither's was, except the only difference is at the nose, it's a very long beak-like nose, basically. Kind of like what they did with the... brain lost it. Not the steampunk doctors, whatever they are.
Like a plague doctor?
Like
Plague
a
doctor, that's
Plague
the word I'm looking
doctor.
for, yes. Thank you.
Like
Steampunk
Velkorin's mask.
They, yeah,
Steampunk
kind of
doctor.
similar to Velkorin, but it's just at the bridge of the nose is a longer beak. Looking
Just like
directly...
steampunk doctors.
It's one
Oh,
of my box masks was based off of the Plague Doctor mask.
Mhm.
Because I had the saffron and stuff inside.
But when they are in range, Akari would just look at them and just kind of give them a look in the next. Can I assist you?
Would I sense them? I have terrible passive like perception, but because they're a weapon spirit, would I know they're there?
You were distracted, so you didn't notice them
Okay.
until Akari pointed it out, and then you noticed them.
Okay.
I guess the other part that I missed, their skin on their face that you can see, and then like their hands that aren't wrapped in bandages, you can see it's black. They have like blackish skin that has like almost zebra-esque patterns, like Damascus steel, best to describe
Oh.
it. The Damascus steel blade. If you're making a... And he's just looking at the mask, and when you notice him and speak up, he's never thought, the mask here. How did you get this mask?
I got it from a very close friend who isn't here anymore. And my question is, how are you here?
Live here?
Wouldn't you be on the other side? Termina, I think.
No, Termina is where they invaded.
Oh.
Invaded Termina through the stone tower. We're originally from Hyrule.
Ah, okay.
Very familiar to me. You must have known. It's no sense. Because from this era, you're not from my era. How is it possible that you promised math variation? Like he's half talking to himself.
Now we say his daughters.
You said his daughter?
No, when now she's asking. So
Oh.
when you say his daughters,
Yeah, I promised that it had a daughter, and this mask that you have looked very similar to his. I would make made it yourself. I don't. It's confusing that you.
Now it's been about a year or so. Did the chief ever say his name?
No.
Wither never mentioned her father's name. She
No.
had
And he
blocked
didn't
out
say it
pretty
herself,
much
right?
everything.
Yeah,
No, he
I was
didn't
saying the
introduce
chief himself
himself.
didn't say his name, right? Yeah.
Oh, yes. No, I don't think so.
Yeah. 'Cause I know Wither didn't.
He did not.
I know he did mention her name basically, so I know that part at least. Or at least I remember what it's supposed to translate to.
But so he's basically very confused, but also very curious. How can you have it? He's very confused, but also intrigued.
Well,
An
without boring
authentic
you,
man, but if it's authentic, that means it's from my era. You are definitely not from my.
to not bore you with any of the details, as it is quite the long story, it was given by a dear friend who was not from this era, to put politely. So perhaps that might be why you recognize it from an era long past, since I'm sure she was from an era long past as well, due to circumstances and the whimsy of a goddess of time.
When you mentioned the goddess of time, he goes,
It all comes together.
That definitely makes sense. Okay. Because if you were my era, that would be and around the similar era to the really Iron says hero I should say my name. M. Carr. Carr. K-A-R.
Nice to meet you, Car. I am Akari.
I am also Car.
That was just
Yeah, Akari.
Hello, Car. I am Akar.
Hello. I'm Demira.
Meet you. This guy doesn't ask. He is a character.
Your sister, whether you like it or not.
Who was Romanus? You recognize Akari's mask, but who's the person that you say it might have belonged to her, his child?
Akari would nod, say, I'm also curious about the name you mentioned.
The name I mentioned, Ramus, is essentially the family man. That's the name of the man who is asked. Looks most like, but there's a slight variation. That's why I made the assumption that his daughter, or in his own words, his little Garnet, likely that was her mask, that it was a friend.
Pink.
Mm-hmm.
Lumi blinks and she goes, the note that I translated, the garnet.
Yeah. Akari also catches on to that too. Like, yes, it all comes together now.
Right.
Akari would kind of nod once he says the name and says, that sounds about right. Then yes, that would be. It sounds like the friend that I'm speaking of is the daughter of who you're talking about. And I've actually had a duel with him too, if that's the case.
Oh, I feel bad
Is
for you.
this the past party member that you have mentioned?
Yes.
It's the ghost.
It's the ghost.
Ghost?
Demira also looks confused.
Vivra's understanding how confusing this sounds to them. It's like, I promise this just
Demira
seems
has
like the
heard that there
place
was a
to
past
explain everything.
party member who died, but nobody mentioned she was a ghost, and so Demira
Yeah,
didn't know that
she
these
basically
were
died
overlapping
again.
topics.
She,
Hey, listen, once they said
So
dead
Lumi and
party
Demira
name,
are just like,
Vivra and Velkorin talking about dead party member and stuff. That's why Granny was following, so the ghost.
Oh.
The way
Then-
Akari says that almost confuses Vivra too. The
Well,
ghost.
She didn't. No, yeah, she
Obviously.
didn't say all that last part. That was above table. But
Oh,
the ghost part, yes, the ghost.
oh.
No, she mentioned the ghost before, yes.
Yeah.
But when Lumi mentioned the ghost,
Yeah.
like, yes, that our past party member.
Forgive me if this is insensitive to ask, but so when Velkorin mentioned that she had died, it's before or after
She
you
was
met
already dead.
Technically, she was already
She
dead.
didn't die. She and Vivra uses her fingers to make quotes. She moved on.
It was more of a death for us because we, as far as we knew, she was alive, and witnessing it there was kind of seeing the first passing that she never got, from what I remember from the goddess.
This sounds very complex, and I did not know that you had met a goddess.
Are also agreed. Kind of
We've
speaks that
been
he
through
says
a
it is
lot.
very confusing considering. I mean, our religion. Did she know she was dead? Because I knew she was dead. That
No, she did not
She
know.
seemed very touchy when we would start talking about stuff like that.
probably
So
within. I assume since she traveled with you, you know about our culture that once somebody dies, gone, nothing left. So a ghost
Is-
lingering is kind of seen as an offense. So I wouldn't
Yeah.
see it that way anymore. It's not to care about, but
I see. So that's why you are here now?
yes,
That you-
technically, I was technically banished from the town because of
I
Oh
may
my
or may
gosh.
not have been kicked out.
my goal is knowledge and want more knowledge, and my years were starting to catch up to me, and there's plenty more to gather. So I asked the fairy to help me with that after returning to the village to essentially aid with the war that was going on at the time. I'm actually surprised that many survived. I helped as much as I could, but a lot of us were decimated from that war. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Dying. That was in character. Die.
Sand in my lungs.
I've never heard of a spirit weapon having allergies.
But essentially, because of how many lives I saved, the fairy agreed to turn me into the weapon spirit if I want. But obviously, this would kind of be viewed as blasphemous within our cultures. Even though I was banished from the town, I still felt responsibility to protect. I did what I could during the war. Unfortunately, did not win. I would be surprised if there's any left, as far as I know. I assume they've all died out, but considering you talk to a ghost, I assume.
Yeah, I believe. Unfortunately, yes, the Garo would be all gone. She thinks back to the one place, but she's not going to mention that because she says she wouldn't talk about it.
Demira,
Hello, Garo. What?
Demira
Is
looks
that-
at the original three of the group and says, "It seems you are a very interesting bunch, and you've been through quite a lot."
In such a short amount of time. I suppose.
That's
All
putting it
things
lightly.
considered. Well, I'd rather put it lightly at this point.
Oh, I mean more so
Time is
Demira's
just a
theme.
human construct. It doesn't actually matter. Says the
I think
guy.
it matters when the world is being corrupted. We're eating from the inside out.
Well, that kind of happens every 10,000-ish years. Yeah.
See, the
After
more
you've lived
things
through about
change,
12
the more they
calamities,
stay
you
the
get.
same.
Aren't we the lucky ones?
A never-ending cycle.
You get used to it. He points up to Demira.
Oh,
Oh.
Because the rest of you are.
oh, because we're gonna die.
It was an unintentionally insensitive comment, but it is true from his aspect.
Some sooner than others. Some of us live longer lives.
Yeah, I was just thinking about Vivra as a druid. Once she gets to the point that Okoku's at, she'll age. It's either 4 times slower or 10 times slower. Either way, her lifespan becomes immensely longer comparatively.
Again. But anyway, I'm just curious about the mask. See, I haven't seen a fellow's mask. Yeah. Curious.
In quite some time, I'm sure.
You lose, mirroring what some of the others have said, you lose count after about 2,000.
Yeah.
Demira starts looking a little bit depressed. She
Aw.
pulls a little chiffon ribbon out of her hair and starts fidgeting with it. It was a pleasure meeting all of you. We should probably go back to the Gorons.
That's true.
Probably
Should give them
interrupting you. I
enough
didn't mean to hold any of you up. It was nice
Are
to
you
meet
ready
you,
to go, Demira?
meet you, sister.
Yes, and yes, it was lovely to meet you too. Thank you for the honor. The crossed fingers
Crossed
over the
fingers
mouth
and then the deep
and a
bow.
bow.
He does that
Hmm.
because he's acknowledging the mask. Or obviously, if you have a mask, you are considered an ally to the Garo. Giving you guys traditional goodbye.
It would be respectful to do it back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she does it back as long as it's not seen as disrespectful.
And then he blows.
Oh no!
No.
Listen, she took the time to
Now
read
die I
over the
must.
stuff. She took the time to read over the Garo culture when she was in the one village. While I may not
Yeah.
remember, she knows it.
Essentially, Akari
Player
would know
knowledge
that
is such a burden.
Akari would know that the meaning behind the gesture is like wishing that you don't have to speak your final words, because all of the Garo they speak their final words before they explode. So it's basically like, good luck, don't die, bye, hope to see you again. Do not speak your final words.
Make sure these are not those. Yes, I had it. My brain died.
Iron and Vol also kind of take their leave as well, saying, you are always welcome here. Anytime you wish to either visit or learn more about us, we're always here.
Thank you so much.
Keep up your time, honey.
I wish I had more time to meet everyone. I'll come back someday.
Really. Plenty of time to come. They both kind of give a slight bow before walking back. Your device.
To leave, we were told to find the Din symbol, right?
Yeah. Yes.
in the
So
center or
Demira starts
something, yeah.
looking around for that.
And it's not. Excuse me. Sorry. Again. Well, not too hard to find, obviously. Like I said, they told you it was in the center of town. And just look for the big giant symbol on the ground. Easy enough to find. You guys make your way there. Just step on it right away.
Demira
mean-
does. She's acting a little bit avoidant and sort of just leaves.
Vivra would be like following.
As the group steps onto the platform itself, as the similar red phoenix-like feathers kind of burst out from underneath the ground, kind of hover around each of you as you can feel yourself start to get lighter. Doesn't have to. Doesn't do. You guys start to.
She's just flying up. She
Yep.
got wings.
You guys start to.
I don't need your feathers. I got mine.
Float back up to the hole essentially that was made when you guys came in. Float back up to that area.
You fly so gracefully.
Back up.
Every time Lumi has her wings out, Demira is like heart eyes at the feathers.
Just so graceful, so majestic.
Very obviously, she doesn't hide it very well.
Just don't ask Velkorin to collect.
Tries. Yeah, no. She tries not to be rude by saying anything, but it's very obvious that she's just like, ooh.
when she lands, and she's noticed this like a few times, but she notices it especially since Demira was in kind of like a weird mood down there. She holds her arms out while they're still feathery, and she goes, "You know that you can touch them, right?"
Oh my gosh, really?
Oh, maybe not up here because you're going to get very hot very quickly.
Ooh.
Oh yes,
When you are not very, very hot, yes, you can touch them. Just don't yank them out. I do need them.
Of course not. No. I'm sorry for staring. I really
It's all
love
right.
feathers.
Plenty
Feathers.
of people stare at our wings, and I think that Nefeo was fond of them too.
They're really beautiful. And she blushes a little bit and then hurries on.
She's like,
Akari.
feelings are weird. Emotions are
She's like
weird.
she's like now somewhere in between her previous like professional kind of weapon-like personality and now like way more human all of a sudden out of nowhere, doesn't know what to do with it. So she's a bit awkward.
Akari would take the chance to mention to like, so is that offer only for Demira with the wings?
Lumi kind of like gives her an appraising look and then bumps her hip into hers and goes, "Of course not. Anytime." And then just keeps walking.
Anytime. Ooh, sorry. That was not Vibra.
Lumi saw an opportunity and she took it. She's
Yes,
braver with Akari than she is with Malice.
Amazing.
Akari thinks about it and just continues on and follows because the moment she moved on is like that already gave the chance. Like you were left with that, no chance to retort.
Vibra sees Akari and Lumi on the left, Velkorin and Demir on the right, and just is like, that's crazy. And she just follows them.
That's crazy.
She doesn't have much more to comment right now because she's not gonna, in her head, she's like, one day, Vivra, one day.
One day.
As you guys come. As you guys have, like I said, you've floated up back to where you were, where you met the Dodongo. The first thing that you obviously notice is the heat comes back. You all still have the resistances from the potion, but you can still feel the heat.
I don't have resistance.
Oh wait, Vivra has to
What's
transform.
Yeah, Vivra, it's really fucking hot.
Yeah. Akari, Velkorin,
I
and
wanted to
Lumi
be able
all
to
have
talk
it.
to people,
Yep.
but I hate this.
This is too hot.
Just need to get out of the cave, but I will also mention that even though you guys have your resistances, you do notice that it is warmer than it was before.
Oh no.
Lumi
Vivra
is
transforms.
immediately
Vivra's
going.
like, anyone want to ride? I can carry some people.
It might be too hot to ride.
I
Lumi is
might be hot.
immediately going to use her Find the Path spell so that they can get out
Amazing.
of here as quickly as possible.
Excellent.
That's fantastic. What a great use of that spell.
So, as you do your spell, you see the typical RPG glowy star, blue star path that is leading you the way out.
She points and then takes off.
Akari follows swiftly behind to get out of this heat.
Keep up.
And you guys,
Demira takes the rear of the group with her weapon out.
Oh,
Keeps an eye
Vivra
out
was
for
gonna let
things.
everyone go ahead. I was gonna say, in the Dodongo form, can she like sniff or taste the rocks to see if they're not poison anymore? Like to see if they're starting to get better, or if there's anything else she might need to do.
the
Go on,
rocks
give
were
him a
never
look.
poisoned. It was just the fact that the
It was dangerous.
Aurelium was all over the place.
Yeah.
There was a
The-
giant
Yeah, but
angry
she wants to see if it's like
and-
if it's like going away, if the Aurelium's like dissipating or
it is.
okay, so
'Cause
the
it's-
food source is still covered in stuff.
Yeah, I think the
But-
main thing was just that it was dangerous and they were being attacked when they tried to go for food.
Basically,
The
the Dodongo is aggressive, where it used to be docile. That's why they couldn't get their food anymore because Dodongo attacking them every time they were going to get it.
I thought it was because all the food they were eating was covered in Aurelium, so it tasted bad.
Nope. They understand the risks of the Aurelium. Like they said, that's why when you guys were traveling within the cave before, you saw some of the X's on the walls. That was
Fair.
basically just them pointing out, oh, there's an Aurelium vein down this direction. Most likely stay out of that area. Go somewhere else. But because Death Mountain is one of the quote-unquote well-known area to get Aurelium, it's obviously not publicly known. Like, people don't tell you, hey, that's where you get it. Because obviously if people knew, then they would try to get it. Because
Yeah,
it's
there's a
a
lot
very
of that.
valuable material, and obviously, if you don't know how to mine it properly, it becomes very dangerous. So,
Alright. Oh, never mind then.
the idea is to not have people know as much as keep it hidden, basically, as much as they can, because it's dangerous. Just like if you were to
Fair enough.
find a fucking well of plutonium, you wouldn't be like, hey guys, look at that!
Oh, my god, look at this plutonium I found! Wait, what are you guys doing?
So, that's just so. As you guys are traveling out the cave, you do definitely notice that there are some more kind of like tremors on the earth itself. As you're leaving, you do notice a few more lava pools that weren't where they were before, but it's nothing too risky yet. But the heat is the definite notice, as it seems like because the Leviathan started moving around in the mountain, it kind of woke everything
It's
up.
not blocking the heat.
Eldon created problems.
Uh,
Not on purpose.
Unsolved the problems it was solving. They are now
Task failed
unsolved.
successfully.
Yeah.
As you guys continue to make your way back out of the cave, or the mines, I should say, the Goron mines, leads back to the chieftain's house towards the entrance of it. And you do see the chieftain waiting for you guys. Also definitely has a look of concern on his face.
I thought y'all were dead.
What?
Not that, but obviously something was happening because, like, oh, you're back. Hey, I feared the worst once the tremors started.
It was just a very large something
Creature.
stirring. But the good news is the Dodongo has been subdued. She will not be an issue. And the Aurelium veins should begin to dry up in the near future.
You saw the first sense of relief when you mentioned the Dodongo, and then the confusion of talking about the Aurelium, because he knew it was a problem for them, but it wasn't something he asked that needed to be solved. It was just a natural thing, so he didn't think something that could be solved. Oh, well, you did more than was required.
We are good at doing that over at Evo's.
Your debt. Aurelium was always a risk for us, as most people know, especially for us. That Aurelium not good for people like us. That
It's also not good for the Dodongo, and that was part of the problem. They
definitely
didn't
makes
have
sense.
the good sense to avoid it.
Makes sense on why that would make the Dodongo crazy. Mad. Okay.
Deranged.
Glad that you were able to do it without harming the Dodongo. While I know it is what it is, sometimes you can't avoid it. It is good that they stay alive, as obviously they're carving the tunnels for us, then that's less work we have to do.
Indeed.
In your debt, and I guess that something. You said something happened based on you saw a creature.
Yes, we might have disturbed it slightly, but it has gone further underground. I don't have reason to suspect that the volcano is going to erupt. It is going to be warmer than normal, and lava is pooling in different areas. I would be very careful your first few ventures down.
See him kind of scratch his chin at the moment, and he's like, well, lava usually isn't too much of an issue for it, but good thing that you mentioned that it seems to be, the mountain seems to be a bit more active. Definitely want to keep an eye on that option. It's been quite a while. But
I believe that you would have forewarning if it was.
well, the big boom kind of is a good heads up.
Well, yes, but
As he chuckles as he knows that wasn't your meaning, but
I believe that the guests that are beneath the mountain would give you a touch of a heads up if you were going to have a problem.
Surely. She kind of looks back at Demira and Akari and Vivra and Velkorin like, right.
Akari gives like surely.
Says, Vivra uses her telepathy, and she's like, should we tell them about all of them? Or the fact that the giant creature is likely Eldon sleeping down there?
Lumi kind of shakes her head about Eldon. Like,
yeah, that's what I figured. I didn't think it would. Yeah, no, it's fine. Only
Need
Lumi
to know
can hear
basis.
this.
I was making the assumption you were doing it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you also
she's
have
kinda
to
like,
since you're a Dodongo still.
Yeah.
She's kind of like, Eldon, no. The others,
Probably not. Probably need to know basis. Listen,
Yeah.
if Lady Valor wants to tell them, they'll know.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the reason why she's like, I mean, they'll probably let them know if there's gonna be a problem, right? Surely. So it's fine. Probably.
The Dongo just
It's
kind
above
of
our pay grade.
Huffs in agreement.
Yeah.
Demira says out loud, still kind of looking at the ground and stuff quietly. Yes, I'm sure the Great Fairy of Valor would work together with them.
Oh my gosh.
Lumi, without any hesitation, she's allowed to say it. She is the daughter.
She is the one allowed to say it. She's her daughter.
Demira's thinking that since the Goron symbol was on her giant hammer, she probably has some kind of positive relationship or positive history with the Gorons.
With the mention of that, you see his face immediately. Like, wait, what?
And I just wanted that to happen.
So, So, the
So
large thing that moved gave us a little opening, and we discovered where the Great Fairy of Valor has made her home. I don't suggest going to visit her unless you're requested, but that
His
That is
eyes are
thing.
wide open in shock.
that is a thing that you are blessed and honored with having in Death Mountain.
you are blessed. Basically, you're welcome.
Just a legend. I thought my father was lying or I thought he was just joking when he said that you felt the fairy in the mountain.
Yeah, I guess he
It's
wasn't.
not just a legend.
I intend to write my parents' letters to ask about the quote-unquote legends my grandparents might know, for the exact same reason. Turns out what our family passed down might not be entirely ridiculous.
Always a little bit of truth in every legend, I suppose. Who would have thought that he was in our mountain?
Now, as far as your gratitude for us, we
Or-
would love to discuss your ability to assist the Zora domain with materials to rebuild following the attack. And on a more personal note, I'm sure that Master Malice and I would like to discuss accessing for some of those now deep buried Aurelium veins. If you would be interested in opening a discussion.
Very smart businesswoman.
Yeah, I was gonna say you
Right? This girl, she is on it.
Yeah, you can see that he definitely. Well, the initial responses, of course, obviously that was the agreement. We'll definitely help with the Zoras once we can. Just give us give us just a couple extra days for my workers to essentially have a full meal so that we can get their strength back up. All good. We'll definitely head back to work and do what we can to send back to the Zora themselves. Obviously, have helped them irregardless. Definitely, you helped us. Obviously, help them. As far as the access to the mines, something I think we can discuss. Obviously, kills two birds with one stone with us. Basically, having a way to get rid of the Aurelium for us, as well as you taking it. I just know how to handle it.
Yes,
Would be my
correct.
first question.
We would never send someone up here who did not know how to safely mine that. The safety of my colleagues and of Master Malice's employees always comes first.
Well, we can discuss that. Ideally in private, I would assume. Not that your party members aren't allowed, but it's for your associates' business.
I don't think they would want to be bored with the details. I mean, perhaps Velkorin would, but I fear that the girls would be quite bored.
If you want a bodyguard or anything, I can come.
Oh, darling.
Not that you need one.
Oh, darling.
Dodongo Rush shrugs.
For time's sake and for our peace sake,
Yep.
Yeah.
she'll do this in private.
Exactly. What
Yeah.
I said.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
will be a good stopping time, anyways. With that, the Gorons have now access to their proper meals again. Their bellies will be full, and then they can start to help the Zora. Come back next session with some of the fun stuff, and we're going from there. But yeah, thank you guys all so much for coming, and sorry for the tech issues as usual. Just a running theme at this point. Hopefully it'll stop one of these days, but whatever. Yeah.
Not a real stream without tech issues.
sick.
Right?
Really.
I think I've had 2 streams without scuff, and both times I'm more nervous when I don't have scuff.
When's the other shoe gonna drop?
Right, exactly.
But we will see you all next time. So, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.